What's up, everyone? Y'all know what it is. Tuesday night. Got a lock and load of show for you today. Oh man, basketball season is finally over, but we still got some basketball news. I got a few things I want to talk about today. We got some golf news going on, man. The PGA Tour versus the LIV Invitational. They got some stuff going on, losing some of their best players. I want to dig into a little golf today. Also, Kyrie Irving news. He's up for a contract extension, but Brooklyn is hesitant to give it to him. I want to know who has the leverage. NBA draft is Thursday. Who's going to be number one? What are the Bulls going to do? But we got to start off with Deshaun Watson breaking news. So before we do that, y'all know what time it is. Let's lock and load.
Load, Allen Pounds. It's the Allen Pounds Show. But we lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Pounds Show. But we lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Pounds Show. But we lock and load. It's the Allen Pounds Show. But we lock and load. Come on.
Thank y'all for tuning in to the Allen Powell Show. We are live Tuesday night. Lock and load the show for y'all, man. Like I said, we got a lot to discuss. Even though basketball season is over, we still got basketball news. But we had some breaking news jumping off today, and it is that Deshaun Watson, we got football news. Deshaun Watson has settled with 20 out of the 24 women that have accused him of sexual misconduct. Things happening with massages. And thanks for checking in, Dan DJ Jones. Hey, man, you got to tell me your thoughts about Deshaun Watson, because all throughout this process, he has denied wrongdoing. He has said he's done nothing wrong. And this is the first time that I see a little of what you call it. Mind freeze. I call it vulnerability, or he's fallen back a little bit. He's claimed innocence for so long, but now he's settled. I asked the question though, does it actually mean that he's guilty, or did he just want to get rid of this case? We've seen cases in the past where the person that was accused settled the case, and sometimes they said it they just wanted to get rid of it. They was just tired of dealing with it, so they settled. But usually when you settle, it looks like you're guilty. He settled with 20 out of the 24 women. Now, the number one lady who filed the first accusation has not settled. And it looks like that she's going for the gusto. I don't know what the details of the money, but apparently it wasn't enough for her. And she's the number one person that started the whole thing. And she revealed her name. It looks like that she's going for the gusto. John Askew checking in. A settlement means this goes away, not guilt. I hear you. Listen. I agree that it could be means going away, but it also can mean a little bit of guilt too. I mean, perception. What is perceived by the public? Perception is that he's guilty of something. I don't know what, but he's guilty of something. That's what the perception is to the casual fan. To the casual fan who doesn't have a legal mind and know how all this stuff goes. If he's settled, usually the casual fan is going to say, "Oh, he must have did something." DJ Jones said he has to settle the suits. The suits needed to go away. The Texans were being implicated as accomplices. That is a good point. They were being mentioned as the team that funded the rooms that all this stuff was happening in. But this is what it looks like to me. Cleveland Browns gave him, I believe, $250 million, all guaranteed. We rarely see that the money is all guaranteed. It's almost like they say, "Hey, we're going to give you this money. You do what you got to do to pay off these women, but we want you on the field." That's what it looks like. We're going to give you the money, and part of the deal, you can use some of this money to pay off these women because we need this to go away. We need you on the field. We don't see too many teams give full guaranteed contracts to their players. especially in someone in his case. Thanks, CJ James checking in. But Deshaun Watson, all up until this point, has not any wrongdoing. I would love to see what the statement is going to be afterwards. Another question I got is, now that this has happened, how many games will Deshaun Watson be suspended? We know, okay, John Askew said earlier, settlement doesn't mean guilt. It just means that it go away. But I tell you one thing, the settlement definitely means he's going to get suspended. You can believe that. You can believe that for sure. 2 grand juries didn't indict for criminal charges. That's true. That's true. That's true. Hey, but guess who's going to get suspended? Deshaun Watson by the NFL. And it's going to look again like he's guilty. I agree, they paid him to pay the BS off. That's what it looks like. $250 million guaranteed for somebody who didn't play all last year, who got all this stuff hanging over his head. They must have knew, because they had to do their research before they gave him this money. They had to do the research. They had to know some of the details of this case. They had to know. They had to know. And so, man, I was shocked. I thought he was going to fight it. Dan DJ John, I thought he was already suspended for 6 games. No suspension has came out yet. No suspension has came out yet. But it's coming. He wasn't suspended last year. He was not suspended last year. He just didn't play because of the allegations. Roger Goodell never suspended him. The Texans just didn't want him on the field because of the distraction. I don't remember ever a suspension. It was just like coach's decision not playing. That's what it was. Never was a suspension. So now that we have this news of a settlement, oh, best believe a suspension is coming down for Roger Goodell. It makes it easier for Roger Goodell now. Makes it easier. Make sure y'all share the live with y'all people that can jump in, comment on what's going on. And man, breaking news today. I wish I could have had my legal analyst on, because he would have been able to explain how all this works. You know, Black Butterfly Pod checking in. He's going to get a year. Wow. Wow. That's a big suspension for someone who didn't get convicted or indicted. Listen, I believe he's probably going to get 6 to 8 games, in my opinion. 6 to 8 games. John Askew said he was on the commissioner list. Listen, I don't remember him being suspended. And I could be wrong. He might have been on the commissioner's list. I don't remember it. I just remember that he didn't play, and I just remember that Houston just didn't let him play. I don't remember a suspension. I just don't believe they wanted the headache. They didn't want the distraction of Deshaun Watson around with all that hanging over his head. Dan DJ, the burden of proof for civil court is lower than criminal court. These type of allegations don't usually fare well in criminal court, since you have to have proof beyond reasonable doubt. Yeah. But my question is, now that he's settled, how many games he's going to get? If he get a year, how does that look for Cleveland? They gave him a big contract. Are you mean to tell me they're willing to give up a whole year because they think he's going to be able to take them to the Super Bowl? That they gave up a whole year of service. It looks like they paid him to pay some of these women off. Pay us off, get this out of here, and let's get back on the field. And if that happened, what does that say about Cleveland? What do you think about? I know it's a business at the end of the day. They're in the business of winning football games, yes. But when it comes to, just morality, or, what do y'all think about Cleveland in this whole situation? Are they justified for giving him that contract? Should they even have made the trade to get him? Signed him? I mean, how does Cleveland look in all of this? Listen, they always say, listen, if you can perform a service, if you're great at what you do, you can always find a spot. You can always find a spot. Why is he getting suspended? Code of conduct. NFL code of conduct. You don't have to be indicted. But if you get a blackout in the league, they gonna suspend you. You can believe that. If you got any negative publicity coming towards the NFL for something off the field that they deem as legally, listen, anything that, especially with sexual misconduct, domestic violence, any of those things, even if you don't get indicted, convicted, any of that stuff, if they believe that you were somehow wrong in a situation, yes, you would get suspended. Yes, that's the answer. You would get suspended. So for now, on the accusation can get a player. Yes, it's been happening. Listen, I don't like it. I'm not going to lie. And I was going to say he should be able to play until he's found guilty or something happens. That's just my opinion. I don't like players getting accused of stuff and jeopardizing their career off of accusations. That's what we have a court system for. I mean, come on. Shake and bake got leverage now. shake and bake. Let's see. I'd be shocked if it's more than 8 games. I agree. I think 8 games is around the games I was thinking about as well. Vic did 2 years for some dogs, bro. He getting a year. AP sat out a year for whooping his son. Ray Rice was gone after he did what he did. Deshaun doing a year. Listen, I think all these cases are different. Ray Rice got video footage. You know he was gone. And he only got, I believe Ray Rice only got 8 games, but the publicity afterwards, he was gone after that. But Vic, the dog fighting, all the dog people, all the PETA people, all of them, they came after him. You can't offend a certain group. AP, I didn't like that suspension as well. But I don't believe he's doing a year. But hey, if you're right, I would definitely give you congrats. Like, brother was right. I don't think he's doing a year. Code of conduct of something you never been charged with. Yes. That's how they operate. That's how the NFL operate. Yes. It's bad. I don't like it, but it happens. Ray Rice had a video and he wasn't good enough to stay in the league after that. Listen, the video jacked Ray Rice up. Ray Rice only got 2 games. I'm gonna have to look that up. I thought he got more. I thought he got more than that. Because I believe at first it was minimum, and then after the backlash, Roger Goodell came back and gave him more games. Vic was still at an MVP level, but he was doing fair time for the dogs. Listen, y'all know PETA don't play no games, man. PETA does not play no games. PETA, LGBTQ, those groups, you better not mess with them. Bottom line. The 2 games was before the video got leaked. See, yeah, that's what I mean. He got 2 games, but then after that, it went up. The video came out. Oh, no, my brother. I think they gave him like 6 to 8 games after that. And then after that, the negative publicity, it was a wrap. He couldn't come back from it. But I can't. And another thing about this case, we have not heard from Rusty Hardin, the lawyer of Deshaun Watson. Now, Rusty Hardin is a gangster lawyer. Okay, he's one of the gangsters in this lawyer business. We have not heard from him yet. All this time he's been, denying, saying all these things are false. And if Deshaun Watson finally settled, I'm curious to hear what Rusty Hardin has to say. He even made some comments recently that kind of got him in trouble with the case. And you know, Rusty Harden is like 80 years old. You know, once you get around that age, you really can't tell no 80-year-old what to think, how to think, what to say, how to say it. Around that age, people that age don't care. They say what they're going to want to say. They say what they want to say, and it is what it is. And I think that's what happened with Deshaun Watson. He went on the radio, said a few questionable comments, and that kind of jacked him up. Like it was nothing wrong with getting a happy ending to a massage. That's basically what he said on the radio. And that don't look good. That don't look good, man. And, you know, as a lawyer, you know, you're supposed to be cool. You know, you gotta say the right things, know how to say the right things. And I think Rusty Harden at 80 just don't care. Just think it's interesting. All this came out after he won it out in Houston. That's definitely a fact. That's definitely a fact. That's definitely. Listen, I never seen nothing like it in my life. Somebody wanted out of a situation, then all of a sudden lawsuits. That's definitely what happened. It was 2 games before the video, even though the NFL had seen the video. Yeah, but look, we all know how the NFL operate. They seen it, but it wasn't public yet. But once it's public, NFL always the league that reacts after they get backlash. That's how they operate. That's how they operate. If don't nobody say nothing, okay, we cool. But if we get too much backlash, oh, okay, we gotta do something. It's a perception that NBA is always progressive, always before something comes. But they say the NFL is always after. Like when it came with the whole George Floyd and racism, NBA was out there front and center. NFL all of a sudden came to the party, you know, want to put in racism in the end zone, do these different things, but they never take the lead. That's how the NFL do. So like you say, they seen the video, but it wasn't released to the public yet. But once it got to the public and all the backlash they got, now they got to make a move. Brady and Zeke got games too. You talking about Tom Brady? You talking about for which situation? Which situation? What's a fact is that dude is a predator out here in this thing. Yeah, possibly. He settled out of court, so it looked like he's guilty. At first, he was denying. It's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. So until he was proven guilty, to me, they was all allegations. I read some of the excerpts of the stories, and you know, it's like, hey, his word against theirs, and I didn't know what to think. Just like my man said earlier, at first he wanted out of Houston, then all of a sudden the allegations came out. I don't know if Houston has something to do with this or not. I don't know. Is he a predator? He might be. I have always thought the Texans had something to do with this. They might have. Definitely. Yep, Brady did 4. I think Jerry Jones fought for Zeke. Didn't he do some games too? Brady, are you talking about Deflategate or one of those situations? He didn't want to give up his phone. They suspended him for something. I don't know. I forget which situation. Brady did. Zeke, I can't remember that off of the top of my head either. But listen, please believe that Deshaun Watson will get suspended now. How many games? I don't know. I'm thinking around an 8-game mark. I'm thinking about 6 to 8 games. He said he settled this court. I thought he was going to fight it all the way. And I thought he was going to fight it so much where he was going to be able to play this season and then deal with it later on. A person from the Texans was bringing the girls to him. Listen, they definitely said the Texans provided the hotel rooms. That's the reports that's coming out. It's wild he went to IG to find masseuses when the NFL already has some of the best masseuses in the world. Looks suspect. Definitely. No, you're right, though. The Texans knew and said nothing until he wanted out. He should bring lawsuit against the Texans. Hey, man, I don't know what's going to happen later on. All I know is he got $250 million guaranteed, which is rare in the NFL for quarterbacks to get all their money guaranteed. And it looks like Cleveland will say, hey, we're gonna give you this money, pay this situation off, let's get you on the football field. That's what it looked like. I don't know. But we're gonna see what happens. But I want to move on, man. I want to get to some more news. Let me read this last comment and we're gonna get to the some more news. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Kobe settled. I didn't think he was. Yeah, yeah, he did. He did. I don't think did he get suspended? I can't remember. I don't know. Man, they can't make this up, bro. That's too many women. Way too many for it to not be a fact. Whether the league used it to their advantage is another story, which I think they did. But due to Predator. That is a lot of women. That is a lot of women to all be lying. That is true. That is true. But for some reason, I can't fully just say that it's fact. I can't. I can't fully just say that it's fact. Um, who's to say all these women don't want some money? I don't know. I don't know. But the fact that he settled does look bad. It looks bad. It looks bad. He's a celebrity. He has plenty of money. I mean, he's Deshaun Watson. Does he have to do the things that they say he did? I just don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. And it's hard to judge these type of things with no proof. It's a he say, she say. I don't know. I don't know. But the fact that he settled looks like he did something. But listen, I want to get to some basketball news, man. Been a lot of conversation about Mr. Kyrie Irving and the Brooklyn Nets. He's up for a contract. They said they don't want to give him a long-term contract. Now it's rumors talking about he might go to another team. He can opt in for a year. He wants a long-term contract. Or he could hit free agency and find another team. But my question is, who has the leverage? Kyrie is a great player. All-star type player. Big time. But at the same time, I believe Brooklyn is not sold on if he's all out to play. Listen, I don't fault him for sitting out for some of the reasons that he sat out. But if you're looking at it from a business standpoint, you got to look at it like, oh, I can't put all my ducks in this basket. I can't put all my marbles in this basket dealing with Kyrie. If something else comes up, a shooting or a police shoots a black person, and he want to sit out again because he's traumatized from it, I mean, that possibly can happen. That possibly can happen. But Kyrie wants a max contract extension. Who has the leverage? And will you give him the max contract? Now, there's been rumors now because the reports are they at an impasse. He won a max contract. They like, we don't know. We not sold that you totally committed. Now, here comes all these other teams making noise. Oh, the Lakers. Oh, the Knicks. Oh, he might do this. He might do that. I don't believe the Lakers can get Kyrie Irving. They don't have the money. They really don't have the assets. The only asset to me is Anthony Davis. And I just don't see it happening. I don't see the Lakers making a move for Kyrie. Now, can he hit free agency and go to the Knicks? Yes. Kevin Durant came to Brooklyn to win a championship. If Kyrie leaves and James Harden did what he did, this is looking like a big circus going on in Brooklyn. I know Kevin Durant didn't come up for this. I know he didn't. I know he tripping. Top 10 active player. Wow. Top 10. That's huge. Top 10 active player? Maybe. 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 Give me your top 10. I want to see your list now. Give me your top 10 list. When people throw top 10 out there, now I want to see the list. I want to see the list. But NBA draft is coming up Thursday. Is it possible that Brooklyn can make a move some type of way? It's going to be real interesting to see how this plays out, for sure. Real interesting. The NBA draft is coming up. A lot of questions on who will be the first pick. Let's see. That's mental health, and we need to care about black men mental health. I understand that. I agree with you. But if you are the owner of the Brooklyn Nets, how do you play this out? What do you do? How do you structure the contract? Is it straight incentives? Do you have to go see a mental therapist every week? How does this go? How does it go? Because if I'm the owner, listen, I'm staying pat. Like, bro, you can opt in to this contract, and we'll see where it goes from here. Play out. Let me see if you play a whole season, how that would go, and then we go from there. But I'm not just about to give you a max contract. No, I'm not about to do that. I don't know what's going to happen in the world. I don't know how you're going to feel about it. Can't do that. Definitely can't do that. So, with that being said, if I'm Brooklyn, listen, this is what we'll do. We can give you a contract, but we got to put a lot of incentives in it. And then you either take it or you don't. You want to hit free agency, test the market? Go right ahead. We'll use that cap space to bring somebody else in. I'll tell you this, though. This Brooklyn situation has went downhill real quick. And I know KD, he didn't expect all of this to happen. But listen, mental health, I understand mental health is important. But as an owner, what do you do with that? You got to do something. You cannot just let them take breaks whenever they want to. Contract says you need to play this amount of games. We paying you for this service. I need you to be out there. Bottom line. NBA draft is coming up Thursday. Who's going to be number one? This is one of the few drafts where nobody really knows who's going to be number one. You got the guy from Duke, Gonzaga, and Auburn. Jabari Smith, Chet Holmgren, Paolo Banchero, if I'm saying his name right. I didn't get a chance to see Jabari Smith that much, but Chet Holmgren and Banchero, I did see them a little bit. And it's going to be interesting to see who goes number one to the Magic. Do you go for the most potential, the more polished? You think NBA ready? It's going to be interesting to see. And Bulls fans, what are we going to do with the 18th pick? Do you package that pick to try to bring in another player to help the Bulls out for the playoff run? Or do you draft a young player and try to develop? NBA draft is Thursday. It's going to be good to see, fun to see who gets picked first overall to the Orlando Magic. Other than that, I'm interested in this golf story. So the PGA Tour, who's had had all the great players, is now going against some competition. This LIV Series tour is coming for them. Y'all ever seen Barbershop 2 when the new barbershop across the street came? Like, they are coming in and racking up all the great players. I mean, and PGA Tour suspending these players. Now, there's supposed to be some controversy about, LIV dealing with Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is putting up a lot of money for LIV and all of that stuff. But, I mean, some big-time golf players are going to play for the LIV Series, and now the PGA Tour is suspending them. I haven't seen nothing like this before. I remember the NFL The XFL tried to come in, it didn't work. You know, usually you go against the juggernaut either buy you out or it don't work. This LIV series are getting some great players, and it looks like the PGA Tour is in trouble. But Darren DJ Jones said the Bulls need interior D and perimeter D defense. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do with that 18th pick. They have no cap space, so Irving leaves. They just can't replace his money. I think they will be able to use his money. Who else is on the team making big time money besides Simmons and Durant? The other players, you know, they're going to figure something out. They're going to figure something out for sure. LIV got way more money than the PGA. Listen, I think Saudi Arabia is putting up, they must have a whole bunch of money, because when I tell you that some of the best players are leaving, I've never seen nothing like this in my life. Never seen nothing like it. Somebody just came through the back door. We got boatloads of money, and you can't do nothing about it. All they can do is suspend them from their tournaments, which is going to hurt their tournaments. Them not playing in the PGA Tour is going to hurt the PGA Tour. Joe Harris is making big money, not money like KD and Ben. He's not making that type of money. He's making good role player money, but not max money. He's not making max money. He's making good role player money though. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. But I'm interested to see how this plays out, because listen, I've never seen the top dog get put out by somebody just coming in. But hey, money talks. Money talks. And LIV got some money for sure. And they getting all the big names. All the big names. 25 million. 25 million a year. Oh, LIV got all that oil money. Well, there it is. There it is. Joe Harris making 25 million a year, or 25 million total. Cause I don't know if he's making 25 million a year, brother. I'm gonna have to look up his contract, man, because you didn't. Let me look up Joe Harris' contract real quick, because I don't believe he's making 25 million a year. I could be wrong. Let's see. Joe Harris, 4 years, 75 million contract. So that's about 15 million a year. Like I say, he making good role player money. 15 million a year, my brother, not 25. Not 25, 15. So they can afford. And they actually say what, 16, around 16, 17. So 15, between 15 and 17, not 25 though. And the salary cap is going up, been going up. So, you know, we'll see what happens. But look, man, I am looking forward to Deshaun Watson, his lawyer coming out. I'm looking forward to that, to see what happens, and what happens with the last 4 women, especially the number one person who started the story, Ashley Solis, I believe is her name. She has not settled yet. So I'm interested to see what happens with that. I'm definitely interested to see who's going to budge in the Kyrie situation, between Kyrie and the Brooklyn Nets. Who's going to budge? Because I believe Brooklyn need to stick to their guns. And I'm not mad if Kyrie stick to his guns. Let's see who been first. And will the PGA Tour continue to suspend these players and mess up their own ratings, their own their own tour? Because people come out to see the superstars. If you don't have the superstars out there, who's going to tune in? So look, make sure y'all tell y'all people, man, listen, subscribe to the YouTube, follow, like, review our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, on TikTok. Listen, I got the Allen Powell's basketball jersey on. Look, basketball jersey. So look, we got all types of merch, shirts, jerseys, long sleeves, all that stuff, jackets, all the good stuff. Follow us on TikTok. If you know somebody got a business, want to advertise, send them my way. We'll make that happen. But y'all make sure y'all stay tuned in, locked in, and I'm going to see y'all next week. We out.
We lock and load, Allen Pants.